Up dedi. Yellow?
Radio check.
Exit's clear. Brakes are cold. Be careful. Tires are cold. Watch out.
Somebody's got a very insensitive mic or an open mic.
Could be me.
Crew chief's giving us all your secrets.
Okay. Which tire are you using?
I'm on the what is it? The high load one. Good evening. Hey, hey.
Good evening, Ross.
What were you sending me there with the cars out of the pit garage? What- Geo?
Sorry?
Whatever that. You sent me a video and said something about cars coming out of the garage. I don't know. No, don't. No, no. I ate too much. And I pinched my sciatic nerves.
Ooh, not good.
No. And it sucks too because I was doing a lift and I was worried because I kind of twisted my back a little bit. Like, it wasn't bad, but it was enough that I'm sleeping on it wrong. I didn't do too good a thing to it. I thought I'd worked it out for my run on Sunday, and I'm like, yeah, I think I'm feeling good. I think I can do a lift here. Lift was going great, you know, feeling good. Just standing there reading my phone and shifted weight just almost imperceptibly from one leg to the other, and suddenly my spine felt like shattered glass.
That's all it takes sometimes.
Like, well, good thing this bench is right here because I feel like just blown away to dust. Texas MS. What the hell is this? I feel like I should not have loaded this setup. Whatever I just loaded. Atlanta would be a good one to try, but of course I didn't race there. How about Baba Gallo? Bruno.
Start with default and do what you do usually on it.
Bush Creek. Daytona. The bow lead. It's hilarious. Is it Michigan? Michigan. That one might not be bad.
That's what I started with, but Brian's got half a second on me, so I don't think it would be a good idea.
You never know. What are we looking at? Oh, temps are a little low. That's good. So we might be able to do some stuff. Take that one up.
It ain't gonna work, Kurt.
It seems a little loose, doesn't it?
Well, turn the wheel. Oh, yeah.
What do we have with cross wedge? Well, let's just see what happens. Oh wait, you know what? It helps if I actually calibrate the... It is calibrated. How about that? That never happens. I like how the inside of the track just kind of like chamfers up onto the inside wall.
Just folds on up there.
Yeah. It's like, yeah, it seems like a Texas thing
You're
to
too
do. Just
loose, Miles. You're too loose.
roll that sucker up there. Well, I definitely immediately feel some aero things that need to change. Some gearing. Especially since I can run these almost flat out. Aaron, every night feels like I'm a noob.
Amen, brother.
Yeah, a whole second behind him. No crap, my front right tire is hot. This thing's just walking up the track. Sometimes you just gotta saw that wheel. Feel good about it, so. Let's take the final gear up a click. Brake ducts. Yeah, we can close that stuff when nobody's using the brakes.
Brakes? What's that?
Something you just
That's what we call
chuck out.
downshifting.
I guess we could go negative toe in the back. That might do some stuff.
What?
What? Oi.
Like a full house.
Hi. It won't go up? Oh, because they're linked. It's only two-way. That's right. Oh, dampers. Well, let's see what happens. This may have just totally destroyed the car, but it's fun. It's fun to find out.
It was not fun last week.
At Riverside?
Yeah, I had a shambles at Riverside.
Where'd you end up finishing?
4 laps down.
Oof. Oh god! Oh god! Oh wow! It does not like that.
I think I'm faster on the high load tires than anything else. I've tried all 3 tires now, and I'm like, nope, that's not where Brian found half a second.
It's a Ford.
I'm finding half a second with this, but it is a little faster, although it is slightly more insane. Yes. 2/10. Ugh. I hope he's got some fuel out of it. Oh, you think that's hot? Watch this. Oops, I hit a wall. That's a bad hit. What do you mean it's in bad shape? Hell, that's just seasoning the car, NASCAR terms. Uh-oh. I love that with the current damper settings, the car comes off of that final corner and hops in the air just a tiny bit.
Have to spin the rears up.
Doesn't seem to, although it's not like it's far off. Curtain touching the wall. Me touching the grass. He's trying to stay off the wall. Losing loads of time. That right front tire just die into nothing. I love that on my right front tire, like the right outside just is incredibly hot. How is it doing that? Just make the camber more.
Is not enough camber or not enough cancer? One of the two.
This feels like cancer the way it's running. There's a ton of caster in it. It's a fairly aggressive caster split. There we go. Now it's lighting up the inside. I may have gone too far the other way. Yeah, slightly too far the other way. Of course, with as much abuse as these tires are taking, I don't know that it matters all too terribly much. You into the wall, the slightest, tiniest touch you have. It's crazy, crazy where the way the left front is. Man, this is wild. Let's go. Oops. About 10 more minutes, everybody.
Alright, so it's definitely through the corners Brian's got pace on me.
Oops. Do that. Oh, let's go.
There's about half a second in the draft. That's better. Much better. Just type pit. What's the problem, Aaron? No problem. Definitely a good track to try and get your feet wet. Compared to some of the other ones we run, this is a walk in the park.
Bristol was hell.
Certainly was exciting.
I had fun. I can't remember where I came, but I had fun. But I'm a short track weirdo.
The short tracks are perfect.
I don't think that's how you should exit the pits, Brian.
I had to show off for a little bit, Scar.
Good Days of Thunder moment, that.
You know, the one thing that is an absolute shame is that you cannot adjust your wedge in pit stop.
Yeah, the hole in the back glass was a few liters later.
I thought they could still adjust it during a stop, though.
Yeah, with a wrench. While the tires off, but it would have taken time.
Yeah, it'd be a bit like how they change ride heights in V8 supercars, I think. There's not enough time with the fuel.
Well, I mean, there is if there's debris on the track and you got to slow down to make sure you don't hit it. Let's see what this does. What am I doing? Other way. Oh, that's different. Just a wee bit. And Your call. Tejas. Well, better than nothing, I guess. And speaking of better than nothing, I guess we can go ahead and start this night's brief. Be free to stay on track circulating as I run through the stuff you all have heard before. So welcome to Tejas, Texas Motor Speedway here for MNRL's 1972 NASCAR Stock Car Series. Always fun to have you guys, and welcome back, Aaron Page. Good to have you again. It's been a little bit, but always fun. We're going to start here in just a second. Make sure you stay on Discord. You don't have to talk, but make sure that you can listen in case we need to call out commands, do some verbals, get all that kind of stuff in place. Tonight we're going to run 50 laps or 75 minutes, whichever comes first. Qualifying will be 10 minutes long. You have 5 laps to get all of your laps in. So it's basically 3 hot laps plus your out and in lap, as it were. Tires everything is 1x except for fuel, which is 2x. So no compulsory stops, only the ones you need to finish the race. As far as driving aids go, only one available is auto clutch. Everything else is whatever came on board. So there we go. Going back to Discord real quick. Pretty good for talking during the race and qualifying. We can back it down a little bit. Not as strict as George or Matthew during their stuff, just because there aren't as many people, and it's stock cars, man. You should be out there smoking a cigarette, drinking a beer, doing whatever. I mean, it's just how it is. Anyway, so starting procedure. We're going to do rolling start. We'll go 1 formation lap, double file. Behind the pace car, make sure that you leave enough space for those on the front row. Pace car sometimes is a little bit janky. I think when I tested it, it kind of looked like it did a little weird thing, like we've seen before, where it slows down on the back straight just a little bit. It didn't seem that bad.
I saw that.
But it was just me, so just keep an eye out. Watch for it to do things, especially as it gets to pit road. It seemed like it was mostly fine, but transition was pretty quick, so just kind of keep an eye out for that. Just leave enough space, enough that it doesn't yell at you for staying too far behind, but give it room so that way it doesn't get anxious and you got plenty of space to kind of slow down and do whatever. For the rest of you, just keep about a cart length between car in front and behind. You're welcome to warm your tires or whatever if that actually does anything for you. I feel like just taking one turn basically gets them where they need to be. Feel free to drag brakes, get those things up if you use them. Orange zone is just the first lap of the race. Automatic review after the race. With this time, I'll just keep an eye out, and if something happened, I'll send it on for judgment from the chief stewards. Which if you need to file an IRR for any reason, the RRC Discord is listed in the links channel. We can direct you there if necessary. If you need to be able to get into that server, and that's where you can file an IRR. Very simple process. You just fill in all the things you need to there, and off it goes for the stewards to review. However that works, it's magic. Track limits. Well, if you can make it over the wall, there you go. Keep an eye on the inside embankment. I mean, if there's a pass in the grass, obviously that stuff happened. I mean, I wouldn't encourage it every lap for sure, but if things get exciting, NASCAR wouldn't allow it, so I can't say we wouldn't allow it here. Just use caution. If there's any incidents you cause, I mean, that would be up for review. So just keep that in mind as we're racing around. Obviously, this is a very famous track for Bill and Dale going at it a little bit later in life. He's there, but yeah, a lot of fun to be had there. Pit lane speed limit. There is none. But there is no ghosting. Keep an eye out. I would make sure that during warm up you get some practice in getting onto pit road. It is a pretty sharp turn down, and it's a pretty dramatic change coming off the embankment. So make sure you got that, because it's very easy to upset the car as you're going through there. Assuming we have green flag pit stops, you know, it's a little. It's good to get your timing right with that. Which, speaking of pit stops, as you come down, if we are under caution, obviously there is no pit road speed limit, so if you speed on down and take service and you're faster than the field on track, just make sure that you stop at the end of pit road as though it were a red light at the line and wait for the cars on track to go by that are in the group, and then pull out and go ahead and join. If you do go into pit road, just make sure that you get service. Otherwise, you know, again, you have to wait for the pace car and everyone else to go by, so you're not, you know, gaining a lap on the field. That wouldn't be cool. When we're under caution, make sure that you observe all of the text instructions that come up on screen. Pay close attention to those. Don't necessarily listen to crew chief, because he might tell you something wrong because he's going off of different cues. So just pay attention on the screen. Obviously, when we come around with the one to go, the number one car, whatever direction you're steering and kind of going towards when you're coming across the line, that is how you choose your lane coming back to the green. So keep an eye out for that. And if for some reason it screws up, just, you know, do an audible, call which side you're going to be on. And then the cars in the row behind, just like you've done before, just make sure that you stay in the line that you're supposed to. Don't necessarily pay attention to who you're supposed to be behind. It doesn't matter. Just make sure you're in the right way. That's all you got to do. When the caution does come out, field is frozen. There is no racing back, so, you know, you can ease off a little bit, use some caution. I mean, do get back, catch up to the field relatively quickly, so that way you can, you know, everyone's got a fair shake at getting in the pits and everything on time and whatnot. But be safe out there. There aren't too many of us, so I mean, that hasn't been a problem so far. All good. Golden rule of racing, like I said, if you need to file an IRR, if you feel you've been wronged, you know, feel free to do so. I mean, obviously stock cars, there's a little bit of bumping, a little bit of pushing, that kind of thing. Maybe a little bit more than what would be acceptable in some other series, which do like road racing stuff and modern things. But stock cars, obviously, with around ovals, it's a little bit more physical. So you know, as long as you're not taking people out, you know, most of it's pretty fair play. But of course, that's up to the stewards if you feel you've been. I have no penalties going into this race that have been announced by the chief stewards, so it looks like we're all free and clear. Only last things are, if you get stuck, you know, you're having trouble continuing on, so you get rolled over, like Brian. Don't hit escape, control delete, and come back in. You might be some laps down, but hey, you could get the lucky dog, which we are running. I know it's not period correct, but yeah, you know, it makes things more interesting, keeps people in the game. That's what really matters. Any DQs that happen, of course, if you do quit or, you know, something happens, I cannot clear. So just pay attention to that. Any questions, concerns?
Did you say anything about exiting pit under green?
I didn't. And I don't know why. You know what? It's because I have it on my other notepad and I keep forgetting to transfer it over here. But thank you. Yes. So because this is not a super speedway, make sure that as you exit pit road, that you go around to the backstretch and come up on turn 2. So once you clear the corner, you can burn back on, do so safely, and all should be well. Very much. Thank you, Brian.
Sorry, my force feedback was playing up while you were talking about pit entry. Were we coming in off before turn 3?
It's up to you. I mean, that's probably a good place to do it. I mean, if you want to veer off at turn 4, good luck.
I mean,
if
it's
you can,
possible, but you've got to warn the guy behind you.
yeah, I mean, feel free to call it out if you're going to do it. I mean, obviously, if somebody's on your inside, don't pull a Guilherme and just like crank to the left right into them. That wouldn't be ideal. So
Yeah,
yeah. Like I said, during warm up, probably not a bad idea to practice some pit road entries, so that way you've got a good idea how to get down there. And like I said, there's no pit road speed limiter, so once you're down there, I mean, go as fast as you need to get to your stop and go.
Basically, what you're saying about the entrance back on the green is you enter in on the backstretch. Is that what you're saying, Ross? Coming in on turn 2, that'd be tough. But you'd actually enter in back on the track on the backstretch, right?
Yeah, once you've kind of cleared the radius of the corner, you can merge back on, and that, I mean the angle's pretty good there and everything. You've got a lot of visibility behind. You're good to go. And I mean, you can pretty much start accelerating before you even clear the corner, even though you're down on the apron. So there's room and space to do it. But I think Scar was talking about pit road entry.
yeah.
I just know if you're in
definitely slower.
If you're in turn 2 and you're coming around there and somebody pops up on that turn, you're toast because either you're going to the wall or into them.
Yeah, definitely pit road exit should be like outside of turn 2, like onto the back stretch.
Yeah, like I said, once you've cleared that radius, you should be able to merge back on. There shouldn't be too much issue. You know, just pay attention. We haven't really had any issues so far, so should be all good.
So if you can't remember your name, what we do in another league is just call out your car number when you're pitting. Say like number 11's pitting this lap. Like it's because some of us don't have the labels up to see who the names are.
You're not running labels?
Euro later.
I need no stinking labels.
Any other questions before I kick us over? All right, straight to race. No, I'm just kidding. That'd be hilarious, though. All right, like I said, 10 minutes. You've got 5 laps on the track. 3 of them are hot laps, plus out lap and in lap. So make them count. And good luck.
Thank you.
All right. Well, congrats to Brian. Very impressive lap. Not sure how you managed to pull it off, but
You too?
quite good.
Yeah, it's a
And,
smoking lap time, Brian. Smoking lap time.
And a Scar. Pulling in on the AMs, although you're not, but
Well, according to George, I am.
Did I mess up your lap?
Nah, I was already screwed by then.
Okay.
Aaron, were you able to? I don't see his lap time for you. Did you not get out? Still messing with stuff? What happened?
I think he wanted to be in the back row with me just for old time's sake.
Ah, yes, the nostalgia. Well, come on, don't. Why are we going into reverse when we go into first? Not great.
Five-minute break. Snack bar closes at 5 minutes.
Dog Hudson power slide. Oh, Brian. Look at you go.
Hey, Lanny, you there?
Yeah.
Check your refuel gallons. Make sure it's all the way up.
Stopping is really hard. Oh, man. Well.
What was harder, Ross, coming off that banking or stopping the car?
Stopping the car, actually. Try that one again.
Coming off that banking at high speed's got a serious pucker factor to it.
It definitely gets your attention. Oh man, it pulls really hard. Bias. fairly cool day in Texas.
Me and Jills was in here practicing a day or two ago, and it was raining.
Yeah.
I saw that too. It was drizzling when I was on track.
That made for some serious drifting around the whole track.
Yeah, it did. Tire stayed pretty cool though.
Spray. 15 seconds. Come on. Fucking open this shifter again and fix things. I'm gonna just coat this thing in aerogel so that way it can't make any mechanical contacts with anything at all.
I'm still using the G27. I've been for 10 years. My shifter broke a long time ago. Flappy paddles is the way to go.
I'm on
Buttons
my
are good for
Logitech.
something.
I'm on my Logitech keyboard.
Yeah.
And I mean now.
All right, 50 seconds, 50 laps. I'll make sure that the broadcast is working.
Jerry.
30
Jerry.
seconds. All right,
20 seconds
Looks good.
to grid.
Trembling Mountain. 10 seconds. 5 seconds. Ooh, up here next to Brian. Everybody. Watch the pace. Yeah, this is about where I did that. All right, good luck.
Don't follow what crew chief says. Follow what's written.
It says follow you, dude.
Yeah, I gotta catch up with Kurt, but
Hopefully we'll get some mileage out of these slower speeds before the
yeah.
Our lucky dog to pass on the outside. Kurt Stevens to the outside.
No wonder you was saying, whoa.
Is it worth repairing the car in these, or is it just going to take forever?
If you didn't notice much slowdown from Arrow, I would say don't worry about it. Out of gas?
Must be using
Gas.
a quality setup or something.
Yeah.
Go into pits now. It's okay to take the penalty.
Yeah, you'd rather go, I think it's end of the longest line.
Yeah.
Yeah, no worries, relatively speaking.
Oh, you can go. You beat the pace car out, Jerry. Assuming it didn't tell you something otherwise, but
Yeah, it'll tell you to stay behind the pace car if you're not out front of it.
uh-oh. Looks like it may have got him. Didn't look like it did, but
Well, it's where he is when it crosses the line, and the pace car crosses the line out when he comes out of the pits.
oh wait, he pit when it was closed. That makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Is it
Or not.
or Oh.
Look, Ma, I'm in the lead.
Good place to be.
I got my phone ready.
Shit, I didn't check. My button box is not on, so fuel is like.
There's enough fuel.
Jerry, I'm going to be pitting now, so you're the only one up here.
Now, Kurt.
Yeah, what's maximum fuel?
Never mind. You're good. You're good. Maximum fuel?
83.
80. Yeah, 83, something like that. Liters. Can't remember how many gallons you're using.
All right. I was looking at my fuel numbers, trying to figure out what was going on there.
Yeah, same here.
I couldn't see my toes, so I couldn't count, so I just filled it up.
You don't draw them on the top of your shoes? Or socks?
No, I can't see them. It's dark. I built a sim cave.
You mean
I built a dark room in my basement, and my sim and everything's
keep
inside
the
it.
light out?
Jerry,
Yep.
are you supposed to go around the pace car?
I lined it with
Giving you the waiver.
insulating blankets inside, so I don't upset my wife upstairs with the noise. I put all kinds of speakers in here as I possibly could.
Jerry, I think you're supposed to. Is it telling you to do the wave run?
He's probably entered the pit early. He has to go to the back of the longest line.
Or that? I know, it just popped up and said, told me to follow the safety car, so. Man, I don't know.
Mine says, please follow Ross Smith for the rest of the race.
I don't think you'll
Except
be
the
doing
last lap.
No, it says by Ross Smith.
that. Love Ross.
I
Excellent.
have 15 gallon, 21 lap.
It's tough. It's about a little less than a gallon, 3/4 of a gallon a lap.
Yeah, well, I don't know why my button box is not operating.
Guess you'll have to call tech support, huh?
Texas.
No,
Draft somebody. Draft as long as you can.
Professional courtesy there, Dills.
You can go 88 laps.
Good. Yeah. A quarter of that, and I can't put more either. I tried all the switch, nothing works.
Oh, jeez, you.
I hate when that happens.
Yeah,
It
button
does
box is dead.
What
It's a Ford, right? That's the problem. You're driving a damn Ford.
is it? 21 laps on the R factor screen.
I don't know.
We've completed 31 and a half out of 50.
Because if it's that, that's 55 liters on my end, and that should be enough to get you home.
Oh, come on, Gran Torino. You can get it done.
Fuel is 22 max.
Well, didn't slow down.
22 gallon. I'm in gallon because Johnny Gutierrez was in gallons.
Uh-oh. Sorry. Lenny. It went into reverse all of a sudden.
Like a last second brake check or something.
Yeah, I'm sorry. That I did not mean to do that at all.
Limey didn't find it nice.
I'm sorry. I gotta get this thing freaking fixed.
That Ross and his bag of tricks.
I mean, if I could do it on demand, like Speed Racer up
It
here.
made you didn't blow up the car.
Yeah,
He
me
needs
too.
that. He needs that Wood Brothers support like you got, Ryan.
Wires take so much fucking speed to carry. Oh my. There you are.
Don't you come down here.
Well, especially in that turn 1, turn 2 complex. That's a one-manner. Wow, Mercury on board. That was slick. Gills is coming. Gills is coming.
Landing is smoking the tire broadside.
Quit taking air off my spoiler.
No, get your spoiler out of the way.
Whoa, whoa, whoa! Keep it between the lines there, bro.
Boy, did that get loose all of a sudden.
I saw a spark coming out of under your car.
You gotta look out for Clint there in the Gran Torino. Four course yellow, four course yellow. Catch up
Two
to Ross.
cars upside down in one.
Jeez.
Not good, not good.
Sorry to hear that, Jerry.
Whoa up, Ross, whoa up.
Coming into 2. Pace car is here.
Coming this way, coming through, coming through.
Wow. That was tight.
Whoa, whoa, Lonnie, no.
Helicopter in a second.
Got
We're biased
too
there.
much stagger for jumping on the brakes.
I've just got no brakes.
Me
Well,
neither,
that's
I
a
don't have
different
no
story.
brakes.
I mean, even
It's
just
like
under the last yellow, I was like, oh, yeah, cool. And then looking at my fuel, trying to figure that out. I looked up and Jill's is slowing down. And I'm like, oh, I didn't have enough brakes to stop.
Hey Ross, I figured out how to make your car faster.
Yeah, I appreciate it. Just throw a tow hook on you. It's great.
I was like, that motherfucker is flying now.
It's,
Whatever works.
The aero effects are definitely something I was not prepared for.
Yeah, when you try to take a block of wood and throw it through the air, it helps to have somebody cut the air in front of you.
Mm-hmm.
I said 31.6, that's what I qualified at. I saw you drift back, and all of a sudden that draft caught you, and you just sucked right back up to me.
Yeah, it's impressive how much it lays down.
One thing this old sled will do is it'll draft well.
Yeah.
That's why you passed during pit. You didn't take full fuel, Brett.
Probably just took right side tires.
Yeah, okay. Dumb me. I hadn't practiced.
My button box works.
Okay. I don't know how to shift it dead on me. And the fuel defaulted back to the arrows on the keyboard.
I don't think you meant to do that, eh, Scar?
Nope.
Look pretty though.
The fake. With the fake.
An old trick.
You were
That
hoping,
only
Ross. You were
works
hoping.
That only works on tight turns like, Richmond or something.
I'm gonna have
Uh-oh.
to tire on the roof.
What
Ross
happened?
was yelling out, yes, yes, you idiot. Oh, you came back in. I don't know what happened to Scar.
He hit the wall pretty hard.
A few times, actually.
Oh, sorry to hear that.
Input issues or something?
Called
or what?
regen.
Nah, brain issues.
It's a
Oh,
thing of the future. This is 42. We're on the 42nd lap out of 50 already.
I know.
Yeah.
Well, we.
I didn't bother to rejoin because by the time you guys are re-going, I would have been on the load screen like 5 laps down anyway.
You make it sound like being in the back is shameful.
Well, I was going to pit anyway and repair the car, so it was at the back anyway. But yeah,
Scar's just making sure he gets a top 10. That's all.
I was guaranteed that, wasn't I?
He's also trying to save on cost and paying the pit crew for whole race.
Yeah, he's got an extra set of tires you go see on eBay he didn't use.
Yeah, I had them lined up in the pit stop too.
Partially scuffed.
I'm just going to watch the finish.
Hey, first gear works this time. Probably just leave it there. Jeez. Is this the one to go? Guess not.
Yeah, Ross, you started to come down on me. I think I was up to your door panel and you started to come down. And I think I tapped you a little bit. Did you feel the car get a little loose and warm?
It got light in the steering.
I was like, stay up there. Don't come down here.
I mean, I knew you were kind of there, but Spotter wasn't saying anything yet, so I'm like, well, okay.
Let me see if I can close this door. Nope, this fucking foot's in it.
2 to green. It'll be 45 when you get to green.
Green, 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 white checker. I like how my right sides are dead cold, but the lefts are kind of warm. Doesn't make any sense.
It's all relative with them clouds in the sky.
Hey, this is NASCAR. Don't say it's all relative.
Oh, I didn't say anything about kinfolk.
Bam. Outside lane, outside lane, outside lane, outside lane, outside lane.
A little early for a victory spin there, bro.
This lap brought to you by 4 Offs Lawn Service.
4 offs.
What line is supposed to be, Brett? It's me. It's
I'm
an error.
sorry,
No,
I'm sorry. You're right. I'm supposed to be behind Brian. I was operating. Previously it said behind Ross.
Don't forget the checkup in turn 3 for the pace car. Or at the start finish when Ross takes off. One of the two.
Good point. We dealt with that at Michigan, I think.
Don't worry, it's in first this time. Not. Let's see if it actually shifts into second. Oh, freaking shifter.
You know what's stopping me?
Exciting finish for the fans.
Oh, that was a good pass, dude.
Yeah,
he
yeah, I made
had
it.
like a rocket engine in there or something.
I got some good runs. This freaking shifter. I'm gonna murder some people at Fan Attack. I really do.
I mean, isn't it Vanitex that was having the issues at the moment? So I think you're not
What?
alone.
I'm not having any issues with mine.
What wing did you get? What were you using, Ross?
55.
That's it. At 55, I was too loose on the two kink.
Yeah, same here. Well, I was just too loose in general with it, so I think I was at 65.
58.
I could have rejoined that one given how long that took. I just had a moment of grumbles there. Congrats, Brian. Good race.
Yeah, good show.
I concur. Very good show.
You had me at the start there, Ross. I'm freaking. I was over revved the car, and all of a sudden I heard you go, "Oh God!"
I'm so mad about that kind of shit.
Yeah,
I'm
it
so
looked
sick
like
of
you
them.
would have had a good run, and you could have held him off for a couple of laps maybe, but yeah.
Would have been fun.
Yeah, I got
Fan
a stop and go
Attack.
penalty at the end.
Oh
For
no!
what?
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah,
So
I was
you
wondering
go
what
in.
happened then.
Yeah, I had a
Oh.
drive-through. I had a stop and go that I can't explain, but what the heck? It didn't cost me a position.
Yeah. So, Ivan,
what
where did you finish?
Another top 10 again?
Yes.
Yeah, I got 7th this time. Woo!
Yeah,
Good race
doing
in
great.
there, Scar. That was close.
Yeah, it was a good fun couple of laps there.
I could tell when your right front was starting to give away a little.
Yeah, I made some stupid last-minute decisions with the setup and ended up with the outside edge of the right front being overheated. So
I had 4.8 like front right caster and 5.5 of camber, and I had lots of what's it called? Tires on the right were at 20 pounds. Tires on the left were at 10 pounds. Stagger. What was your stagger, Brian?
What's up?
What was your stagger?
I can't hear you. What?
What was your okay, correct.
Yeah, champions don't give away secrets.
Hang on, man. I'll take a look. What do you want to know? The tire pressures?
Yeah, I
I
had
ran
10 on.
I ran 14 on the left and 15 on the right.
Jeez, no
That's
stagger.
not much different. Well, maybe not in pressure, but he could have other stagger.
Yeah, but you know when you pressure differentiate at the rear, it gives you camber at the rear.
I was doing a little bourbon earlier. I had a little stagger in, but it had nothing to do with the car.
That's what I was thinking. Jim Beam was my
Sometimes that
stagger.
loosens up the ankle a little bit.
It put a little sway in my bar.
Yeah, 143 at the front,
No
100 at the back.
anti-sway at all.
It was just a couple shots of blend. Actually, hey guys, I invented a drink. I want everybody to try it when you get a chance. Take a shot of Blanton's, put it in a glass, and then take an Angry Orchard crisp apple and dump the whole thing in the glass and take a drink. Angry bourbon. It is good. I didn't believe how good it would be, but I tried
Might
it.
have to put that one in chat, bro.
Third place, I'm okay.
That sounds like abuse of Blanton's to me.
I had to try it because I was drinking one of those ciders. I said, it'd be nice if there was a little bourbon flavor in here. So I tried it, and it turned out really good. So
I don't have a bottle
I'm
of
sorry,
Blanton's
Mr. Blanton's.
myself, I just don't have the cider.
Angry Orchard cider. Buy it in the store, anyway, grocery store. Get the crisp apple. Don't get any of the sweet stuff.
All right, gentlemen, that was fun, but I'm gonna hit the road.
Lanny, was that you just calling my phone?
Yeah.
I will be over there in a second.
All right.
All right, guys. Hey, guys, have a good night. Nice
Yeah,
meeting you.
All right.
You.
Take care.
it's,
Angry bourbon. An angry
Good
bourbon.
night.
You don't have to be blends.
Not
But-
angry birds, but angry bourbon.
Angry bourbon. Angry bourbon.
I'm a beer guy. I'm not a strong liquor guy.
Well, it's a cider, enhanced cider. And what's wild is after you drink it, you don't realize you've just drank 2 drinks.
Okay.
And yet it's not even sweet though. It's just tart, right?
Yeah, it's not. It's just one complements
what?
the other.
Half off or what?
Very good.
What's that?
Half off?
Half off?
How much? Half. One half of each, or
No. Take a shot of bourbon and a whole bottle of Angry Orchard. Dump it in the glass together.
50-50.
Oh,
Just dump
okay.
it all in.
Okay,
A whole bourbon, whole shot of bourbon, and a whole bottle of crisp Angry Orchard, crisp apple.
Okay, it works out
Okay,
perfect.
so that cider is like in a beer bottle.
Yes, Angry
okay.
Orchard. Find it in your grocery
don't know.
store.
Yeah, I
Get the
don't know
crisp
if we have
apple.
that.
Don't get the sweet stuff.
I don't. Yeah, I don't know if we have it in Canada. I'll check it around.
Hell, give me your address. We'll mail you a bottle up.
There you go.
Don't they usually come down here for our alcohol?
Southern
No. No, we don't
It's
need.
cheap. I just
Uh,
make it
yeah.
to the whole.
Hey, Ross,
Yeah.
for these types of races, you know, we're doing so well on a few yellows. You could probably bump up the lap count.
You know, I was thinking about that, and I kept having flashbacks to.
The last 2 races we did were like real short.
You know, they're on these big ovals with few drivers, and they're so wide. You know,
I was barely moving the wheel and barely lifting the throttle
yeah, that's a good setup when you can do that. You shouldn't
on
be
the cut.
sawing at the wheel.
Yeah, but I had too much. Oh no, Lanny was sawing at the wheel. It was nuts.
I had a
Yeah.
setup where I was in that zone, but I was like doing this, what, 0.4s or whatever it was, where I was like, why am I half a second off Brian? So I'm like, I got to try something here.
Your rear wing.
I was way back too. So
Yeah,
I
your rear
consider
wing.
4th place a good finish.
Yeah, I was surprised that I was faster than you during the race.
Oh, your car was just leaving mine in the dust. You and Ross both. Not to mention Brian. We expect that.
Yeah, Brian has he was not using stagger for the car to turn.
But seeing Ross's speed gives me some inspiration.
Yeah, well, me to question marks.
Well, I can
Mine
tell
was
you what
real
I
drivable,
did.
but it just wasn't as fast as Ross's.
Yeah, what did you do?
So
55 wing. 55 wing.
Yeah, I took that all the way down because I needed the rear to be a bit free. And even then, I was having some issues on quarter entry where as soon as I would let off to
Where
get
were
the
your
nose
truck
in.
Get
lines?
all wacky back and forth.
Well, that actually came from getting on the throttle because the rear end is so tight. I actually added as much right rear spring and
Yeah.
packers as possible.
You
And,
removed
like,
the cross.
So I have 3 rounds of wedge, and I have my caster staggered to be, I think it's 3 or 4 degrees more on the right. Sorry, is it on the left or the right?
More on the right.
More on
On the right. Yeah, 4
Yeah,
point. I was
Yeah,
4.3 and
that part we're
4.8.
in the same ballpark.
Yeah, 4.3, 4.8. That's what I had.
Oh,
Yeah,
I'm
me
in the teens. Like the right side, I think is at like 17 or something like that.
That's short track. That's way too high.
Hold on a second.
Hang
Hang on.
But how much did you work your track bars?
I'm sorry, that was what I had. That was what was in the teens.
that
Yeah, the
makes more sense.
caster. What did I have? I think it was
Oh,
7 or 8 on the right and like 5 or so
8
on
on
the
the
left.
right. Wow, that is way up.
Yeah, that's still it's like you on a track like that, you barely add to the right one over the left because you don't because
It's the dynamic changes.
yeah, but it adds cross.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah, and every turn's a little bit different too.
yes, exactly. So you try to stay at the lowest you can, but a bit more on the right. And the faster the track, like super speedway, you don't put any. But where were your track bars?
Caster?
Yeah,
You gotta have some
no,
caster, so that way it doesn't
yeah,
wear
yeah,
out.
Yeah, he says some, but not 8.
yeah,
Oh yeah, I like to lean it
yeah.
back like a dragster.
Like between 4 and
Jeez.
5 seems normal.
Yeah,
More on the right.
but where were your track bars?
Like I said, I think it was like 17 left and 14 right, somewhere in there.
A
Yeah,
lot more left than I had.
I was very similar with that because turn in wasn't a problem. I needed more turn in and less turn out to start with, so I was in the right side was lower than the left.
Yeah,
Yeah, normal. What the hell? 6.5 and 5.5.
and I think it was 3 or 4 on the air dam for the front to keep the
Yeah,
nose
no
to
air.
even.
Yeah, you see, you had no wing. Me, I stayed. Yeah, I should have removed some rear from front wing. That would have helped.
What is the
Yeah,
lowest setting on the wing anyway?
Rear is 55. The front is,
Okay,
I think it's like 1 or 0.
1 or 0, all the way up to setting
yeah,
default.
You need
yeah.
some on the front though, even on the fastest tracks, or else like the nose just doesn't want to rotate. It just doesn't want to tuck
Yeah,
into the corner.
I can remove more wing on both ends and get the same balance.
Okay, so front wing, I should have removed some, so I could have lowered the rear.
Alright,
This
so
is crap.
I think it was in middle of the rear, and I was at 5 at the front with the downforce, so I could have gone even lower by the sounds of it.
Yeah.
I tried
Okay.
that in the warm up, I think, and I didn't like what my suspension was doing. So
I quiet the car with the backers at max. Because the two kink, if you do too much of the apex at the two kink of the tri-oval, the car is bottoms out almost. So putting some backers quiet that. Yeah, okay.
Were you doing that in the back more than the front?
Right rear I was, me.
I put everything at max because I needed to stop the car from sinking.
Looking at Brian's car, it almost looked like he had the ride height dropped as far as it would go, which would make sense if Lanny was scraping.
Well,
So I think
Lanny sparked when he went too much on the apron, and when he came back, it sparked in my face.
Yeah, I think they had that thing set as low as it would go. And that was helping
Yeah.
to get that straight line speed going. But man, they were so good through the corners. Like they could hit that middle point and still just be like rock solid on it.
yeah, I sat on board with Brian during qualifying, and there was just no effort in the way he was attacking the track. It was all just very smooth, very clear. So
That's what
he had such a stable car on turn in compared to what I had, especially at turn one. And
turn
you-
one. There's a cut when the car falls back.
yeah, you kind of got to get
You
it.
have to wait. You keep your foot in until the car falls down. And
With mine, you could actually you could almost start in on the throttle as you're entering the corner. If you swing it out and tuck in kind of early, that will get it rotated. And then because it's geared up to just rotate under power, it just holds the corner perfectly.
So
My
you gotta
first
do the
corner.
lifting.
Yeah,
Oh,
Barely
you,
lifting it, just a little
yeah,
bit.
yeah, yeah. You breed the car just to get on the left track bar.
okay, interesting. My good setup, I was just flat the whole time, but I was obviously using more downforce, which probably hit a couple of.
Yeah, your right front
Mhm.
probably went 200 and odd degrees. I was running 190, 200 when it was a mistake.
I was on the high loads, and when I had it in a nice area, I could keep it around 120. But again, I was on the high downforce at that time, so would have made that better.
Well, it was fun. It was fun for corner two. I had to come in earlier than everybody, do my cut a bit earlier than everybody, and then when I would get to the apex, then I would just breathe the throttle and it would stick to it.
You know, when I watch your car in the replay, Jills, looks like it's moving more like a real car would in NASCAR, especially an older one.
Hmm.
You know, the way it slightly bounces and it slightly gathers itself up on exit there. I mean, just watching it right now, it looks pretty real.
Cool. After the
A
miss
little
up,
bit of tail hanging out, but you keep the momentum.
yeah, the picture that Ross just put there, it's when I went through both of you, I was like, whoa, second, what the hell? Ross
Yeah.
had too much space. Ross had too much speed. Had too much downforce. Jeez, I was.
You
Yeah,
don't need much. I mean, there's on some of the shorter tracks for sure, but like Texas is just and Talladega, you don't want to have any wing in there if you can get away with it.
Yeah, I've really got to reprogram my brain for R Factor 2 after spending so much time in AMS2, where everything was just like max wing, don't worry about it.
yeah.
Oh yeah, they're all a little bit different.
Now I have an issue with my brakes. I don't know if it's this car. I'll check tomorrow and I'll get into the Porsche. I have like 25% of dead zone. It doesn't register for the first 25%.
You can fix it also, Ross. We don't care.
What's that?
Your comment about your reverse, you're gonna destroy it.
Well,
I want to destroy it, and then whatever factory workers put the thing together, and then the freaking engineer who designed the thing putting the Hall effect sensor so it's so close and just shorts out.
I haven't used it yet. Why that my button box didn't register? I'm gonna open the game thing to see if
Do we
it's
have any more
there.
tracks like this, Ross, with the high banking and
Talladega next week.
oh, that's a 2 mile. That's over 2 miles. That's like
Oh
2.7
yeah.
miles. That's
It's
got
a
to be
bit.
like super speedway to
Yeah.
begin with.
Yep.
It'll be fun.
Yeah, I'll bring
Anything
the
could
Wall Street
happen.
Journal. Let's do more than 30 laps though.
Now that one's going to be a little bit tricksy because if we do have cautions happening, I mean, we could be under caution for a while. Now that one is one of the ones where I'm going to have to change it up a little bit and actually try and use my my voice thing so that way I can skip our caution laps. So that's the clear yellow command, and that's clear yellow.
Yeah, that would cool. That would be cool. When everybody's
It'll save maybe a lap or possibly two if I call it early enough. It's because of the plugin. It's it's tricksy. You got to be careful not to like just totally screw things up because I think we had some issues at Daytona when I was. What the hell?
Car, did you do your penalty?
goodness.
You
Final-
do your drive-through?
That was in Riverside, wasn't it?
Riverside outstanding penalty.
Yeah,
Your
yeah,
name
yeah.
is
No, he did that. He drove right through and caught back up.
Oh yeah. I remember.
Scar, how did you end up out there?
I tagged the wall.
Yeah, but why did you rotate toward the wall?
Not having a good day with my brain today. I did that a lot in the NASCAR.
Ah, brain.
Uh, I think I was listening to you guys when you were talking about something, and I just looked away from the screen, and all of a sudden I'm heading towards the wall. I'm like, ah, shit, what have I done?
Yeah, if that front end doesn't bite, man, you're gonna know it quick.
Yeah, I overturned the wheel, and it just went into the wall, and then I tried getting it back for a couple of meters, and then it just veered off over the grass.
When it starts to rotate, it starts to rotate. These things are heavy.
Fortunately, not as heavy as the stock cars, but yeah, they're still kind of got some weight.
Yeah, turn one's going to be interesting for the Div 3 guys. They're going to really
I'm gonna. There go.
they're going to break in or just before the braking markers, and I'm braking at the end of the braking markers.
He needs some milk.
No,
Yeah.
Oh boy.
what was that?
I'm so glad that exists. Where am I? Oh yeah, how many laps are we doing here at Talladega? What is the actual?
Did George ever talked about the simulator they're running? What's the brand of the drive, of the steering drive? They're running SimiQ, or they're running some pro stuff that's $15,000 just for the drive?
That
Probably
is a
custom
very
made.
I
I
don't
always
know
yeah.
that that's the case.
I
He
don't know if it's
said it once.
necessary as long as you got everything tuned properly, set up properly.
Yeah, what the- It would be fun to see to know what
Slovakia.
what equipment they're running.
I'd be interested in the driver position, how realistic all that is, including the brake resistance.
It's a
pretty
tub.
good.
Yeah, it's a tub. It's a broken tub, I think.
Okay, so
Dig it.
they're basically they're sitting down low with their legs out, but they're not knees high like a Formula One car, right?
No, just a bit less.
A little bit less.
Yeah, because when they brake, they don't sink too much into the seat.
Yeah.
They're sitting on the plate that's going up. Oh boy. I finished at 6:45 tonight. I had to do one of those handheld computers. And
Say where?
yeah,
Computers.
yeah, Honeywell Intermech little handheld computers that have a screen on top and the numbers below, and they have a barcode reader, and it logs on to SAP, and they see production they have to produce, and when they do it, they scan it so that SAP knows that production of I don't know 5,000 chocolate 2 liters have been done. Quarts, whatever. So when I got on the highway, it was empty. It actually took me 20 minutes at 120, 130, so 70 miles an hour. Come back
How
home.
the roads up there right now, are they real cold and slippery, or no?
It's like 0, -1 Celsius. It's mushy, and you need 2 tons of windshield washer.
Sounds
You
like
need
the
some
type of
rain
weather
That's
where
be
my
careful
brain
weather.
works.
That is be careful weather.
Yeah. It's you have to think that you could lose vision because the bunch of ice and mush and slush that go that sticks to a car behind the tire. I don't know how to say that. The big pieces of ice that sometimes it falls on the highway and then it flies everywhere. I had 2 today. So yeah, it's too hot. It's not cold enough. But anyway, it was like 3 left lane all the way. That barely lifted for when there's a bunch of access road. Apart from that, it took 20 minutes. When I take off at 5 o'clock, it takes 45, 50. Ridicule. Yeah, there's it's called a 13 highway. Sometimes a freaking parking lot from one end to the other.
This is for your business.
This from my contract from downtown. Well, it's west of downtown, but it's almost to the edge of the water. West to the right of the island, and I live in Laval, so that's the island that's on the east of the island of Montreal. So I gotta cross the island, and it's I don't know 20 kilometers, 25 kilometers, no 20, and that sometimes it's a 20-kilometer parking lot.
Wow.
Idle in first gear or second gear. And sometimes it really, really jams, and I gotta phone up because we're really, really parked. And when you, so there was this summer, there was a tractor trailer on the side in the ditch, and the police were blocking 2 lanes. So everybody was in one lane. It was parked, drinking coffee and fixing people's computer on Teams.
Ah,
It's Teams. Everything is Teams now, but it's not too shabby. It does a lot of things. You switch from text to video to screen sharing to a phone call to and a few clicks. It's I have problem with a machine of some sort. So I take my phone and get on Teams, get the guy in Toronto, video, and I show him what the machine is doing. Oh, okay. Click there, click that, do this, change that value. Click, done. It's really, really fun. Or it's like another set of computers that Toronto send us, and I'm hacking at them. I'm hacking. What the hell? It's not working. And I do it like that. I open my phone, show him the video live, and oh, we messed up. We're gonna send you a new config file. Yeah, it's gonna take a couple of weeks. uh,
Nice.
yeah, 400 computers and we're 2.
Wow.
Non-stop. It's easy to start something new. Finishing what you're doing is an impossibility.
I feel like that's my life.
It's a modder's life, that's for sure.
uh,
You're never truly finished.
yeah, I'm transferring, copying, cut and pasting, and adjusting my stripe job on the Porsche
Yeah.
to the Mustang, because for whatever, Johnny Gutierrez wants to stick with me.
Well, you guys are doing pretty good. Wait, which Porsche?
That's well, from the old PCC we did to this new 24, I got my purple and turquoise stripe job. So I'm transferring that to the Mustang.
Oh, the Cup car.
Yeah, the Cup car.
So you
So
both are running that same livery, or is he getting like an alternate? Or
well, I'm gonna make one for him and one for me, but one of them is gonna have both of our names so that we run that car during the all the teams events.
yeah. Phew, Aaron Page, funny.
It was so funny because he wasn't prepared at all. He had practice, but yeah, it wasn't prepared at all. And I did the setup in half an hour. I was real happy, but he was using more front tires than I was.
He's
So,
probably just cranking it.
Turning the wheel too much.
Yeah, he's probably doing that instead of trying to get the car to balance and drive off the corner. He's probably just plowing through.
Yeah,
But,
he did that a lot when we did road racing. He kept it safe most of the time.
because he's a second faster than I am.
Yeah.
Really?
Well, that works.
Oh yeah. Second faster than I am. 1.2. But we finished 7th. Almost finished 6th.
Yeah, if that race was 2 hours earlier, I would have been happy to be in it.
Yeah.
But the sun comes up, my brain just turns into mush worse than it is today.
It's
I was able to put some 33s in that Isoto. It's a fun car, that one. Quite like it.
Adrian
which
was saying
one?
the same thing.
in which
The
which
Isotta,
car? Isoto? Yeah,
the
well,
Moschini.
the winners were driving that car.
They did.
I choose the Alpine for the Thursday events. I have to readjust though. When the car goes sideways with the Peugeot, I would just dump the throttle and it would come back.
So you've just given up on the Peugeot?
On the Peugeot, yeah. I tried coming back to it after doing some laps with the Alpine, and I saw right away that it's a lot more trickier to drive.
Yeah, out of the four-wheel drive cars, I think the Isoto is possibly the best, and then closely followed by the Ferrari. Then the Peugeot, and the Toyota is just a weird beast which likes to turn too much.
The Peugeot, man, it just doesn't want to turn.
The Peugeot is the opposite end. It doesn't want to.
Yeah.
I can drive that for a long stint, whereas the Toyota just, I don't know, I think it was JT or someone was saying something about it, where it just wants to turn when you don't want it to, like around about 60% way around a hairpin or something like that, just decides to go, yeah, now the rear's going to turn more than the front.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a lot of low speed cornering is what it has.
The
But it
yeah,
loves turning with downforce. Like if you're going through mid speed corners, it will turn through those pretty nicely. Gets loaded
the
up.
the
Yeah, I
Peugeot.
still feel the Ferrari's a bit better through those mid and high speed corners, but the just those slow speed corners are a bit. It feels weird. I could not drive that for a long stint.
The Peugeot, I had, full stiff in the back, except the rebound, almost full low. And at the front, the opposite. Full soft, except the rebound, full stiff. No bar at the front, detached. At the rear, full bar. Full spring in the back, everything. The second you touch the second you would touch the throttle, it stops turning. It goes straight. I tried with lots of differential, almost no differential. It just does the same thing. It's just the second you touch the throttle at the, you can't apply throttle at the apex. You have to wait like 3/4 of the turn, then you can apply.
Yeah, like that uphill hairpin at Autopolis. That one you just could not touch the throttle like a GT3 could or anything else. You had to wait until you were around the corner.
Dreadful. That's dreadful. The worst is that I was off the Panos, which has a rear end that's tail happy like crazy, and I was off the Mercedes C11, which has not enough tire at the front. So it's just like not getting a
You
car that,
really like the worst cars, or at least the
yeah,
most
yeah,
temperamental slash
yeah,
like
yeah,
bipolar.
yeah. So that's what I did when I chose the car for Thursday. I said I'm gonna find the one that's the most stable, and for me it was the Cadillac was not bad at all. A Cadillac was not bad at all. It was a bit. It was still more jittery. It was a bit more temperamental. Yeah, I'll use that. But the Alpine is like having a nice drive in the park everywhere.
Hmm.
And during, I don't know, these guys weren't there during the Daytona race, but during the week before, there were two guys on two names I don't know on the Alpine who had put the best time down.
Hmm.
I think the Alpine is the best car. I'm pretty sure. It's almost. It's just that I'll have to get around from driving the Peugeot.
Yeah, I've got to spend more time in the rear-wheel drive cars. I haven't done any setup on them. I've done some setups with the four-wheel drive cars, and that's why I've got a bit of a stronger opinion with them. But for the rear-wheel drives, I've noticed a very similar sort of um, performance index for all of them. So it's I, I I wouldn't say one's better than the other, but maybe with setup, there's probably a lot more to it.
No setup with the Peugeot.
Oh yeah, that Peugeot needs a lot of setup work.
It
Uh,
needs
I threw a
more
lot of
front
rake
grip.
in it, and it just I don't know. As soon as you touch the throttle, no grip.
Mm.
That's
Yeah,
not very inspiring.
well,
Uh,
it's I mean, just all the all-wheel drive cars, they have a very, very special way to drive, and even then, you've got to crank setup in different places to really force compromise or just go
mm,
one way or the other. And I mean, I've said this to a few people, like when you watch the way that Daniel or John were driving the 9X8, they were treating it like a rally car. I mean, you can see that they would like Scandi flick the back end around some of the slower corners just to get it to go.
Oh yeah, yeah. I was giving that a go after the race, I think, or before the race. I don't know. Whenever JT was on the server with me talking about the Toyota, I did that with the Peugeot a couple of times, and it works. Like I thought there would be a driving style out of that. I just don't think I'd be consistent because I'm not a rally driver that is good. I'm usually about
Yeah.
6 minutes off the pace of the same people that I'm at reasonable pace at in a racing sim.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, and this is
But with the
Kirby
Asotto and
and
the Ferrari, you can pretty much drive them like normal cars. There's a little bit of a loss of feel in the middle of the force feedback from the front wheels when you spin them up. But other than that, it's very similar to how I would drive the Cadillac or one of the other rear-wheel drive cars. But
Mhm.
the Toyota and the Peugeot, they're like at opposite ends of the spectrum. The Peugeot really likes to not turn at all when you want it to, so you have to force it to fit. Whereas Toyota, in everything else but the slow corners, it's great. But as soon as you're in a slow corner, you're trying to force it not to turn.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, told those guys, I'm like, well, we if we can, let's try and make no, get out of here. Make try and make the cars if we can less ridiculous. I mean, like you do want them to be unique and feel different from one another, but as long as it's how it should be in reality, or at least fairly representative of that, that's fine. But and I think for the most part they are. I mean, I've watched how they go back and forth in the development channels. I mean, they've got a ton of information on the way that the chassis and suspension systems are all laid out. But I do know that there are a few areas where they kind of have to guess at how certain performance factors are, and so they'll kind of just swing at it and see how they can make it. And I know within those envelopes they're doing some things that kind of arise to the way that you feel them. So it's I just hope that it's not too extreme in different directions is all.
Oh, I
I mean,
know.
for reality, it's probably right in there if you're entering the correct numbers, and I trust you guys who have done the research and whatnot. But there's always something you've got to kind of fudge with getting a league type mod to make it fair for not fair, but more even for everyone and that type of
Drivable.
stuff. Yeah, drivable too. That's why I said what I said about the 64 tires. They're a little bit over the limit, but you kind of need it for a league type situation. Whereas with the four-wheel drive cars, I feel like they're in the right zones. They're just a bit out there on the other ends of the scale, if you get what I'm trying to say there.
I get you.
Yeah. And of course, with the all-wheel drive, I mean, we simply can't represent them as they are because I mean, it's just not built in the way the hybrid is. It's you can do vector splits on the like the way that the torque is, but you can't deny an axle power at certain points, like the way that they have in real life, where it's like
But
NGU is not allowed to kick in until whenever.
yeah, but there's no split adjustment.
Not
That would
that
have
you can
helped.
control, but you can set the way that the torque split is within the mod files.
Yeah, but yeah, I know. But that's that's the idea, and that's what was missing. An adjustment for the split.
Yeah, I think that's what causes the biggest problems with both the Toyota and the Peugeot, the way the four-wheel drive is activated in the slower corners seems to, in the Peugeot, make it understeer, and in then the Toyota makes it oversteer. Whatever's in both the Yasota and the Ferrari work beautifully though. So
Yeah.
So go
Yep.
figure.
Yeah, I figured out my button box. It's I loaded the stock car profile for my for R52, and it predates my purchasing of a USB hub that I had to use because I added a shifter and a handbrake. So my button box changed from a Joy 4 to Joy 3. So that's why I had nothing. I have to change the
Priorities thing.
yeah.
I hate it when that happens. You never think
Yeah,
it's gonna happen, but it just does.
yeah, but I added a USB thingy, so it moved around. It moved the device around.
With
That's
mine,
okay. No,
sometimes
Like
if
a
I
separate
add that
power
USB,
hub or something.
yeah, power up because I didn't want the USB port to support a high level of power. So I bought a powered USB hub and put all of these buttons on it so that it doesn't pull any power out of the motherboard. That's it. That's why. But it's funny that it defaulted back to the arrow keys.
Which are usable for some things.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I'm gonna go grab a bite. Put on some. Put
Yes, I
on
had
some.
Winston Martin.
Yeah. Yeah. Put on some lazy documentary and fall asleep on it.
You're leaving us?
Yeah. 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 I have
You
to.
suck.
I'll see you guys at Talladega next week,
Yeah.
I guess.
Yeah. Well. Yeah. You're not doing the Porsche Cup.
No, I haven't done any
No.
on Thursday
They're,
recently.
they're tough to drive. They're tough to drive. They.
I appreciate the concern and
Yeah.
too busy.
Yeah, they have minimal adjustment, and if it doesn't fall in your zone, you're constantly battling with it.
Is it like the rear end bouncing back and forth and just trying
Is
to
it
keep it under control?
like right now on Red Bull Ring? You have corner 1, corner 2, and to a certain point, corner 3, which are tight right-hander,
Oh,
and
very much so. And you go into them fast too.
yeah, and it understeer going in, and suddenly the rear end pops out.
Yeah,
It's
it's like a legacy widow killer with a little bit more grip.
pretty good, guys. Have a nice evening.
take it
I'm
easy,
gonna
Gil.
leave too.
Uh,
Thanks for everything,
See ya.
guys. See you
Yeah,
at
thank you,
Talladega
Ross.
next week.
See you
Ross
later,
is
bro.
good fun, Ross. Thank you.
Yeah.
I
Good
concur. Have a good one, guys.
I'm gonna have to tear this freaking shifter apart, I guess.
Yeah, that doesn't sound like fun.